So Jimmy Carter, I was so excited to see that post, offering condolences, and I had no idea that there was actually a history with Jimmy Carter and Levi's. It was shocking. I was like, oh my gosh! And it's like you think of like images of Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter, sorry, and yeah, he's wearing jeans a lot. You know what
He's
I
wearing
mean? So
Levi's.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
He's wearing
Yeah.
Levi's. Can you talk about? I mean, I don't know if you had a relationship with Jimmy Carter professionally, of course, with the brand, but
Yeah.
why was it important that Levi's found this relationship and maintained it? And then, of course, you put up this beautiful tribute.
Well, it is part of the beauty of Levi's. There's the Levi Strauss and Company corporate organized history that happens at the company level. And then there's the organic history for people who have worn Levi's that doesn't really have the company itself doesn't create that. People just choose to wear it. And Jimmy was one of those. President Carter
I
was
know
one of those
we want to
people
say
because
Jimmy.
he
I know
was such
he
part
was
of the
he was a
yeah, he
human.
was just such a down home.
He was approachable. Yeah.
Right. That's why we like to say Jimmy. And who gets to say Jimmy as the president? Anyway, uh, he was someone who first wore blue jeans in the White House, and it was okay to do that. And I remember reading up about him after he passed away and during his campaigning, maybe he was getting close to winning the nomination, and and they asked him, when are you going to do? And he said, I just want to go home and get in my jeans. And,
He said that? Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Do you actually have the audio of that you've
well, it
ever?
was written. It was in an article
Oh, okay,
that I
okay.
read. But and then there were these images of him because in our newsletter we have a newsletter collection as part of the archives. People wanted to know when he was elected. The employees wanted to know, hey, tell us a little bit more about him because we're seeing this president. He's wearing Levi's and who is he? And he was just he actually kind of encapsulated, or he just personified the Levi's values, which is just kind of down to earth. He's wearing his jeans. He's just like every other person, which is why we're wanting to call him Jimmy instead of
Yeah.
President Carter, who he was. So he chose to wear Levi's. He wore them, during his career before he was in the White House and as governor there in Georgia. But he also became a friend later on to our president and one of our former presidents, the Haas family, Walter Haas and his son later. And the Haas family always went out on outdoor trips, fishing and hunting, and they would invite him. And so in our archives, we have pictures of Jimmy and his wife and the president's just out, they're riding horses, they're out near a river fishing. And that was fun to not only for me to kind of review and see that, but to be able to share that post about him when he passed.